What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Cardinal Red, and we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking who wins this unification fight. Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence Jr. Alright, y'all, so you know at Ali Land Boxing Talk, we like to bring you all the best news and the best boxing talk surrounding our favorite boxers. Not just Manny Pacquiao, but our favorite boxers. We're going to expand it out here pretty soon. But all the latest and greatest news surrounding our favorite boxers and potential matchups, upcoming matchups, all around boxing news. So let's get started with this today, man. So who would win this unification fight if it does happen in 2021, maybe 2022, hopefully? We get Pacquiao to extend his career a little further so we can get these unifications to actually happen. So in my opinion, you know, if he was to actually fight Errol Spence Jr. in a unification, and I want to be fair about this because I don't think as a Pacquiao fan it's fair for Pacquiao to have to fight both Errol Spence and Terence Crawford at this point. As a boxing fan, I would be happy to see both of those fights, but I think that's asking a little much of the guy who's the actual legend to take on the two up-and-coming legends, both of them, you know, to unify titles. I think it definitely should be some type of unification fight between Crawford and Spence. Should have already happened. Boxing fans deserve that type of these type of fights, man, at this point, and especially the way things are going with the crisis in the world. As fans and the fact that we give our money, we deserve the best fight. So we should be getting number one, number two, number three, and number four fighting each other, you know, at least once a year. And those, you know, back in the day, that's how it used to work. You know, when a guy was a champion, he would have to fight the guy behind him. You know, it wasn't no ducking. There wasn't no making up excuses. There's not enough money in it. I can go fight this guy to make more money. Why fight the mandatory and get people giving up belts and stuff like that. You know, as boxing fans, we deserve a little bit better. So to finish my point, I think it would be a lot more fair if Crawford and Spence got it on. Pacquiao gets the winner. Is it going to play out like that? I seriously doubt it with the way promoters kind of control boxers now. You know, these guys don't. A lot of these guys are not really thinking for themselves, and it's unfortunate, you know. But who would actually win this unification fight? So, I think if it was to happen, and if we get it to play out like this, as I spoke in my past videos, you go back and check out my past 3 or 4 videos, you hear me talk about this potential fight, these potential fights in depth. But if it plays out like this, you know, he fights Mikey, beats Mikey, fights, you know, the exhibition with Connor for as a warm up for Crawford or Spence, you know, gets through that, the Crawford and Spence fight gets announced, or Spence fight gets announced. Depending on whether those guys get it on at some point in the early 2021. I feel like depending on what we see when Crawford and Spence get it on will determine if Pacquiao can actually beat this guy. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at it like this. So Pacquiao gets through all those fights. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence get it on, and Spence beats Crawford. You know, what type of a fight do we actually get out of Spence and Crawford is going to determine, I think, how Pacquiao approaches the fight and whether he can actually win the fight. If we see Spence going there, he hasn't lost a step, and not only has he not lost a step, but he knocks Terence Crawford out. I think everybody's opinion on this fight is going to change. And I hate to laugh because I am a Pacquiao fan, but my opinion is going to change. I'm going to look at it like, oh boy, what if we asked for her? You know, Spence Jr. looks like a monster. Now, if we got that to play out, it changes the whole dynamic of a of a Spence Pacquiao fight. Now, if we get a Crawford Spence fight, Spence still wins, but does it in a ugly, rough, and tumble fashion. I think it's not only a greater chance of Pacquiao beating him, but Pacquiao doing him the same way he did Keith Thurman and other fighters in the past. So I think, to me, at the end of the day, whether Pacquiao can beat Earl Spence Jr. comes down to what we see if Earl Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford actually get it on. Now, there are other dynamics at play. I believe Crawford's fighting Brook. You know, I don't know if that's for a belt. I hope it is for a belt. You know, Kell Brook deserves. I like Kell Brook. He deserves a title shot. You know, if he can get one, that's a good opportunity for him. What if Brook beats Crawford? So that throws a monkey wrench in there. You know, if Brook beats Crawford, then does Pacquiao in turn fight Brook? Because I think everybody feels like Pacquiao can beat Brook. Unify the title that Brook now holds, and then go fight Earl Spence, which would take us into almost 2023. You know. By the time all this stuff plays out. So let's not put a let's not put a padlock on the end of Pacquiao's career just yet, because a lot of things can play out here. A lot of people say that Spence Jr. and Crawford are not proven because they haven't fought it out. Now, Spence Jr. did fight Kell Brook and dominate him. I feel as a boxing fan that Spence is more proven than Crawford is. I'm more confident in Spence beating Crawford than I think a lot of other fans are, and I think a lot of people just don't like Spence. You know, I like Crawford in a way. I just don't think he's as talented as people might think he is because of the competition he's faced and some of the things Bob Erm said. So, you know, there are many ways this could all play out. As far as who would win that fight, we're finally coming to that. Who do I think actually wins? So, depending on what I see, I'm going to go off what I've seen. Up until this point, Manny Pacquiao is a tremendous speed fighter and can exploit younger boxers' lack of ring knowledge, for lack of a better word. So if you ask me today who would win that fight, I think Pacquiao's ring knowledge and his experience carries him past Earl Spence Jr. To unify the titles. I hope it plays out in that way. I'm not sure if it is. A lot of things going on right now in the world. A lot of things going on surrounding Pacquiao, his career. So I'm not sure if it's going to actually play out like that, but that's my winner. I got Pacquiao winning due to his ring experience. So I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me. Always subscribe to the channel, man. If you want to be a part of Ollie Land Boxing Talk, hit me up in the community section. Check me out on Facebook, or leave me a comment down below. Let me know what's up. Alright, man, we're going to give you a little tidbit of extra news. So, if you stuck around to this point, you know, let's give you one extra story from the day, a top story from boxing. This is from Fight Sports, and they say Teofimo Lopez, Bob Erm is going to call me the next Manny Pacquiao. Let's check this article out. So, Teofimo Lopez has long talked about the takeover and hate pop-ups. Long talked about the takeover, and he is planning to live up to his word on October 17th. Lopez is set to collide with Vasyl Lomachenko in a title unification bout. Lopez, IBF lightweight gold will be on the line, as well as Lomachenko's WBA super and WBO titles. The action will take place inside the MGM Grand Conference Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I've never seen this guy fight. I'm gonna have to check that fight out. I like Lomachenko, you know. I would have loved to see him and Pacquiao get it on, but due to weight differences, it's probably never gonna happen. But as far as him being the next Manny Pacquiao, there will never, ever, 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 ever in life be another Manny Pacquiao. Nobody's gonna break the records that he holds. Shouldn't even try. You should try to set your own goals in life. I'm gonna love to see this guy fight. I hope I get to catch that fight, man. I hope I'm not busy that day. Let me know what you guys think. The like button for me. Hey, man. Always believe in yourself, man. Go for your goals and your dreams. Anything's possible in life. Treat yourself. Don't beat yourself, man. Buy you something. We out of here.